Good evening, everybody. Hopefully, everyone can hear me okay. I have a new microphone. So, I think what I'll do, I'll go straight down at the bottom of chat. If everyone can hear me and it's fine, someone just give a thumbs up or say, sound fine. And then I'll start, as long as people can hear me. So, I'll have a little vape while I'm waiting for the first person. Hasn't come through yet. We're broken Norfolk land again. No, who can be playing for a late start? No late start. What, 1 minute? So Rufus, sound all good. Perfect. I did a review of the Sup box, and I was so annoyed with the sound quality. I bought a new microphone and boom, which is now up there, out of my way, off the desk, and hopefully it sounds good or better. So, a few good evenings. Evening, Paul. Bum nuggets? What's bum nuggets mean? Manic, good evening. Mick King, good evening. D, good evening. Manic again. Scott Lee, good evening, Scott. I don't know who this is. AHK. Who's AHK? Who's that? Don't recognise that. Scott Lee, yep, got my Sup box from Naturevape today, using it with EVL Alien Great Big Kit. Right, we'll come back to that, Lee, Scott, because I know there's a lot of the names that bought the Sup box are very familiar of the names in chat, so I don't think you'll be alone. Rufus, I think I've said hello. Tetley Man, good evening. Paul, hello. Robert Thompson, I got something wrong with the teleporter. What doing there? Okay, Gareth, good evening. Morning all. Where are you from then, Gareth? If it's morning, where are you? Adrian, good evening. Dion, hi. Lynn, one of my spanners. Good evening, Lynn. Where are we? Dion said hello. Technoman said hello. Gareth again. I think that's about it. I think Adrian, I've said. Then Raheem. Hello, Raheem. Nice of you to pop in. Raheem is someone that I speak to now and again on the phone. I always seem busy and rushed when he phones, but you know, we still managed quite a nice chat. It's been a customer of mine for a long time. We've always had the odd chat from time to time. It's rather nice. Paul, good evening. Nick Bailey, good evening. Ian, good evening. ATC Vape Reviews. About time you came back on, Ian, really, isn't it? You could have come on tonight. Why didn't we think of that? Ian Morgan. Who else we got? D, I've already said. No TVP, no J. No. TVP is working till 9 or half 9, so he couldn't, with his new job, so he couldn't come on. I think it must be alternate weeks. And Jay, I sent a message to, and I haven't heard back. So I don't know what's happened to Jay. So, no idea. Mark, good evening. And Alan, hi. Who else? Anyone else? I think there's a lot of these are repeats. Mark, I think I've said. Yep, I think. Oh, and Daniel down the bottom there. Good evening, Daniel, my other spanner. I only have 2. And Shane Gibson. Yeah, another familiar name who ordered the Sup box. Oh, should be with me tomorrow. That's a shame, Shane. You haven't got it tonight. Curly Chew, good evening. And Albert, good evening. Wow, it's 47 people according to this looking. So, fantastic. So, I'll tell you what I'm vaping on. And while I have a look, perhaps you want to tell me what you're vaping on as well. So, as a constant, I'm still on this, on the dot mod with a dot shell inside. I've got no one to help me with chat tonight now, so I've got to keep a close eye myself, so I'll try not to miss anything. And of course, I'm still on the Sup box from the review I did with the with crossbow. Couldn't think of the name of it. Crossbow inside. Really enjoying this one, and that is the Unitank. That's with the Unitank. I got a couple of little bits wrong, I think, with my review, which I'll explain as we go. So yeah, enjoying that one. My other sup box, because I got two, that's the DNA one. This is the SXK chip. And I thought I'd put a tank in there so you can all see what it's like size-wise to use it. And that's got the true tank in, and it's a little bit short. The true tank is 30 mil, I think. Sure it's 30 mil. Let me just check. So I thought I'd do that in case anyone... 31 mil, that is. Yeah, 31 mil. So if anyone's thinking of buying it for a specific tank, 31 mil is just about doable, but it could really do with, I'm going to say 35 mil would be perfect, wouldn't it? 31, let's have a look, see what that takes that up to perfectly. We nearly had a crash there. Put that on there. 2, 3, yeah, so 34 mil would actually take it dead flush. So, and this is a fresh coil in here, and you'll hear it's a little bit lively. So, and I've got the mango, peach and papaya in here. That will calm down. That coil is fresh as a fresh thing, so it's a little bit lively. Also, I've got it in the case here, but the billet box, and I thought any questions you got tonight about the sup box, I can probably answer them easily for you because I'm now sort of quite au fait with it all. So inside here, I've got, well, I didn't know the name of this tank, but I do now, and it takes the RPM coils. It's called the common tank. So interesting that fits the billet box fine. And someone actually asked, I think, on the video, and I said I'd let them know on Tuesday. So there's absolutely no problem, put the button on, with that at all. Oh, don't those numbers look funny with this green screen on? So have a little vape off that. Very good. And I have to say, I've been using this for a bit. These are the SXK version of the Smok RPM coils, and I actually think they're a little bit better than the Smok ones. So that's interesting as well. So I'll put that back in the case. It's just a thick leathery case with that. I always like it in its case. Right, what else am I vaping on? And lastly, now a special thanks for this one goes to Kieran. I don't know, I haven't seen him in chat yet. Kieran kindly sent me the Roulette RTA. I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely blown away when I received this in the post. Here it is on the Easy Mod in grey. Have a little vape on that. Now, I have to say, I had high expectations for this roulette. I thought it was going to be awesome. But I'm not really getting the flavour out of it. So whether that's me just hasn't played around with it properly yet or what, I don't know. But as it stands, I'm not really getting the flavour from that. So what's everyone been saying? Oh, Kieran is in chat. So did you get good flavour, Kieran, or is it me? Perhaps you'd like to comment. Come on if you like, if you've got your camera set up, but I doubt whether you have. But if you have, you're very welcome. Evening, Louis. Ian's on the Aspire mix with the Aspire GT tank on it with Vampire Vape Heisenberg. Rufus Billet Box with the EVL Alien, and Adrian Vanilla Custard in the Gate on the Odin Mini. Do you know, the Gate is still, I've got a soft spot for the Gate. I think I've got one here somewhere. because I do use that in rotation. I do still like the Gate RTA. Paul, Tayfun GX on the Danny Mini, very nice. Enduro on the Easy Mod. Nick Bailey, Jenna RTA on the Rebel 21700. Jenna RDA on the Lizard Commando Clutch with Asgard. Crikey. Lovely. Nice little setups there. And I'm going to call this from Mick the Dwarf. And that's the long on the Danny. Do you know, I don't blame people for buying that Danny. It looks a really nice bit of kit. Gareth, $59.99, SX Mini T-Class, eSig 1 offer this weekend. With DIY mix, Fubar, it is, Fubar? Mix I call Fubar. Oh, I know what Fubar stands for. I know what it stands for. Up, beyond all repair. Really nice, and I don't quite know why. Right, okay, good. Danny Mini with the K-Fun Prime. That's an old tank now, isn't it? The K-Fun Prime. ABC Kieran on the I don't even know what that is, Kieran. Artemis RTA on the Chroma. What is the Artemis? Oh, I think I know. I think I know that one. Yeah, is that? Yeah, I think I know the one that is. I think so. Easy Mod with the Reload mouth to lung is Lynn. That's a nice setup, isn't it, Lynn? Very nice setup. The Reload works well on there because, of course, you can't block the airflow on it. Curly Chews on the Pulse 2 with a sticky button. Oh dear. Profile RDA. Drag X Easy Mod with the Nautilus Narada Pro. Yeah, Narada Pro. I still like the Narada as well. I haven't used that a lot lately, but I still like that. It's good. Ashley Miller, Naturevape, going to be picking one up from you. Thanks for the review on it, by the way. Do you do the battery tubes too? Yes, I do, Ashley. I didn't. I've got one of the battery tubes on this one, but I was going to say I'm lazy. I haven't put them on the site yet, but I haven't had time to put them on the site. But I will do, and I'll get them on there quite quick, hopefully, because if you're waiting to order one for the battery tube, I'll better do it quite quick because they are selling fast. More news on that in a bit, actually. Swirling Monk said his button snapped off. That's on the same. What mod was that? It was Curly Tube. Pulse 2, that's it. Shane, when are the new True Tanks due? Well, I wasn't happy with them, Shane. I wasn't happy with the results, so we've gone back to the drawing board a bit, and a second prototype is being made. So, simple as that, really. Nothing else to say at this moment. John Best, how are you, John? John has had a horrific time, so I hope you're feeling all right, John. On the Oxford Origin X Rainbow Sherbet Innocent Slide Strawberry Custard Snowball Vanilla Custard. Right. Daniel, Pulse V2 with recurve. Yeah, Daniel likes the recurve. He's spoken to me about that at length. And one of Mark's 4-core Canthal Clapton coils. Yeah, he also likes his Clapton, which there's quite a few people, more people than I think, like Clapton coils. We sell quite a lot. And if you look at the general opinion, you'd think that everybody likes Ni80 and stainless steel, but that isn't actually the case. There is a Canthal following as well. Nick, I couldn't see where the airflow inlet is in the suck box. I take it there's a gap for the airflow. Is that for the with the common tank? Perhaps if I show it in there, that's how it comes. That's the top without being on the mod. So if you see it underneath, there is like a gap for it to take the air. So there is plenty of area where that can get. But it's, I wouldn't say it's that restricted either. So it works quite well, Nick. I think you'll be all right with it. Albert Berserker V2 on the Jackaroo. Blitz mouth to lung tank on the Vapor SO. Right, what is the Blitz mouth to lung tank like, Albert? Because they offered me that, and I think they wanted me to pay for it to be sent to me as a sample, and I just wasn't that impressed. Thought I'd dealt with Blitz for some time, and to make me pay for the sample and postage, I thought, why bother? And Vapefly Galaxies on the MechMan 80. Yeah, Galaxies, and that's a tank you don't hear much of anymore, but a good little tank. Shane Gibson, Naturevape, am I okay to post a link, please? What's that for, Shane? A link for what? Well, yeah, I mean, Shane, I'm sure you'll be fine. You're a sensible chap, so yeah, you can post a link. Robert sent Zeus X filled with rice pudding on the Aegis Legend camo. Right, Paul Hinchcliffe. Roulette gives good flavour. Play about with it. Fair enough, Paul. I'll take that one on the chin. Because I've had so much going on, I haven't had a chance to really get to grips with it. This has got the mouth to lung section on it. I mean, I wouldn't call it awful, but I think I just had this very high level of expectation. I didn't get that with the first setup, so I will do that, Paul. I will play around with it. Oh, very next comment, Kieran. Same here, Mark. Glad you think the same. So, Paul, how did you get your good flavour? Tell us. How high did you put the coil or something like that? Is there a secret? Adrian, go on, ABC. Help Mark out. Listen, I'm not beyond criticism, and if someone says it is superb, you're not doing it right, I'll listen to you. You know, I'll listen to anyone. You know, none of us are right all of the time. Swirling Monk 21700 mech with an intake dual 0.2 ohm. Nice. Matt Benson, good evening, Matt. Millennium on a sup box, loving it. Yeah, you like the sup box. Yeah, hard to know what tank I had. I guess something like, if you like this one, what's it called? I can't remember again now. It's the, oh, God dear, come on, help me out, someone. This one that everyone liked and I didn't. I can't remember the name of it. Can't remember the name of it, but that would work well because that's a bit taller. So that would be perfect, I would have thought. Whatever was that called? Let's just put it on there. See, I knew, Kieran, you weren't prepared. In the back room on my laptop, no camera or light set up, so not a problem, Kieran. I just sprung it on you anyway. So let's try that on there. Dead easy, by the way, to change your tank on the sup box. So we'll take that one off. I haven't vaped this in ages, so I probably won't vape it. I think the juice will taste rank. I can't believe I had a mental block on what this tank is. Never mind, you do sometimes. So what you can do, sorry, no one's looking, you can just screw that in first. For anyone who hasn't seen it. Oh, I thought there was a gap there. Of course, it's the heatsink, isn't it? Duh. That on there. Battery in there. So there you go. That's probably a perfect height. As soon as someone tells me the name of this thing, I'm just going to go, yeah, of course it is. It's all right, actually. Not too bad. So there you go. And that as a setup actually does look nice, doesn't it? How good is that? So perfect height. Who's told me? Someone would have told me by now. We'll get to it. Scott, using the sup box, we're using RCDNA 60 mod with a dwarf. What's that? FL mouth to lung. BP mods Pioneer on the easy mod. Nice, Tim. That's a nice setup. Where are we? Cthulhu mods, new one, nice. Rebel DNA 75C with the Wasp Nano. Oh, that's. I like the Rebel stuff. I do. I think it's nice. I like the Wasp Nano as well. It was the Wasp mouth to lung one that I didn't think was very good at all. Rufus, seen pics of the sup box without the cage being used with an RTA. I wonder, Rufus, if you've seen, there's another piece of kit coming out for it. And let's see if I can find it. I'll put my phone on airplane mode, but hopefully we can still see it. Is it in here? Nope. The guy I speak to has got 2 Skype accounts, so that makes it harder to. I don't know where he sent the picture. I can't see it. No, but basically, there's a plate that's coming. I can't show you right now, but and I've ordered some. It's basically a tube and a plate at the bottom, and you're quite right, using it without the cage, and that is where you can use it as an 18350 or 18650 battery. So that's coming a little down the line, Rufus. You'll see more about that very soon. Tim just got that. Oh, this is from Ian. Just got the new blade top cap for the Pioneer. Looks really good. I'm tempted to grab them, but nowhere in the UK is selling them. Oh, I see. That was to do with the link, was it? Maybe not. Where can you get the Pioneer accessories from? Well, Pioneer, you see, he's I was going to sell the RTA, and I had my prototype before anyone, I think, and everything was going swimmingly until he just didn't tell me how to order them and said he forgot about me. Well, thanks for that. I don't even know where it is now. I think it's downstairs. So it never really got off the ground. And once, for me, once I've missed something like that, I think, well, do you want it then? The momentum has gone. Things change so quickly in this industry that once you've missed the launch of something, it's quite hard to catch up. So I didn't really want it then. Where are we? Swirling Monk, round wire, Canthal A1 for me. Easy, simple, tough. Yeah, so there's another Canthal follower. ABC, Kieran had to go to 3F Vape. Yeah, that's nuts, isn't it? If you're talking about the Pioneer, which I think you are, yeah, I would have stocked the whole lot, but it's really weird. It's like you spent all the time on the product, which was good. I'm not going to knock the product, it's good. And then ignored everyone. Strange, very strange. One thing I don't like about the Pioneer is that the direct lung isn't black, it's more gunmetal. Okay. Adrian, Naturevape, I'm waiting for you to stock some Clapton wire specifically for mouth to lung, preferably 316. Well, I do. It's there, Adrian. Look under on the website, go under accessories, coils, pre-made coils, SS316, and you'll find it. So, and you'll find Clapton, you'll find Canthal, and you'll find NI82 of the same ilk. DJ, sorry, starting to worry about my Pulse 2 buttons now. No problems as of yet. Touch wood, loving it. So that's okay. Sometimes you can find these things come in batches. So if one batch is bad, that doesn't mean they're all bad. So it could be okay. Albert, it's fine. Not the best, but decent. I don't know what that refers to. I've probably talked beyond that now. How far am I? Oh, I'm not doing bad tonight. Not doing bad. Shane, a guy on Facebook that makes custom leather mod pouches. You're not talking about the billet box one, are you? Don't know. Oh, I see that you want to see. You can send the link. Not a problem. Not a problem. How many flies have you killed? I haven't. It's still down here. I haven't used it since. And we haven't actually had that many. I had a bit of a mole problem, but no flies. I've got a mole that seems to like obliterating my front lawn, but never mind. Kieran, wait for the review of the Blitz, Ivo. Mark, like Albert said, decent but not the best. Oh, okay, fair enough. That was what you were talking about. Thank you, Kieran. Yeah, it's rather an odd one. I mean, of course, you got the FP that I bought so many off Blitz. You'd think they'd know me as a decent customer. And I said, they told me they're coming out with this tank. I said, yeah, send me one. I'd be interested in that. And if I like them, I'll buy them. You need to pay for it and the postage. No, I don't. So I thought, quite odd. Quite odd. Oh, right, Shane. Claptrap Leatherworks on Facebook. Okay. I haven't seen him either. Might have a look. It's not very nice, Daniel. Not very nice at all. Imagine the roulette as a sheep and you'll be up all night playing with it, perfecting it. Just because I come from Norfolk. My wife's right all the time. Expromiser, thank you, Rufus. There's one or two. Expromiser. I just couldn't think of it. Yeah, so the Expromiser. If you like the Expromiser, you might like that as a mod for it, because I think that actually works really well. Height wise, very good. So yeah, perfect. I would have said fits it better than the True Tank. The True Tank is too short, I think. So, and that's also with that spacer on. So because the spacer's on there, if you've got a bottom airflow, you're still getting the airflow okay. Tim, Expromiser V4 was my favourite mouth-to-lung RTA for a good year until the Pioneer. Yeah. I mean, I never really got on with the Expromiser very well. Saying that, I mean, this has been sitting in there for ages and it hasn't, it's still... There's no, it's not like that. It's fine. Gareth, sorry guys and girls, up in 6 hours for work. See you all later. It should be out about for Dean's show tomorrow night. It's Dean Devil Vapor. Anyone fancies that, tune in and have a look at Dean. He's an interesting fella to listen to. Let's put it that way. He's all right, Dean. Nick Bailey, Mark, does the non-DNA version of the suck box come with the uni tank as well? On your review, we weren't sure. Yeah, I wrote it, Nick, on the bottom, like a tappy screen coming across. It doesn't come with it. Now, a little bit of news on that. I'll try and get this all right and try and so everyone understands. Right. I've also been asked the question, can I get... What do I do with that? Let's unscrew this. The common tank takes the RPM coils. I'm just unscrewing it out of here. This is the new one. And there's quite a few people now making the RPM size of coils. So they're calling that the common tank, which also fits the billet box. As you can see, I was using it. And fitting that is quite straightforward. The bottom comes off. You got your tube on the inside. And the coil pushes up from underneath in there. Put the whole thing on there. No, you couldn't see that, could you? Job done. Open the flap and then pour away. So if you like the RPM coils, which I have to say, like I've said to you, I think the SXK version of that coil is a bit better than the Smock, in my opinion. Vaping, well, I've ordered them already, so they will be available. This was the other questions I got asked. Will they be available separately? The answer is yes. With the next batch that I've ordered, sorted out, it's all done. There'll be, I think I ordered 100. So if anyone fancies that tank for their billet box to use Smock RPM coils, they will be coming. So that's the first thing, and a spare for your suck box maybe. The Unitank doesn't come with the SXK version of the suck box, and this is the Unitank. I can't really show it to you because it's in here. Now the Unitank takes things like the crossbow. You can see the O-rings in the middle. That splits in half to let you fit your crossbow into. That also works in a billet box, and you can fill from the front. So if you don't like the slidey glass or didn't get on with it, this one does work. Now this doesn't come with the SXK suck box, the SXK chip one. It comes with the DNA 60 chip one. But again, I've ordered 100 of these separately, so you will be able to buy them as a separate item in a very short while. So that's that bit done. What else was I going to say? There was a third point. I think I mentioned on the review that you can't slide a Borotank glass down. Well, you can. I got that wrong. And someone, the same guy, actually pointed out that I think the Zeta doesn't fit in the Unitank, but as you can see, the crossbow does, and I think the vape shell does, and the vape snail I think also fit. Everything's like cross compatible, so hopefully I've covered it. I think I've answered all the questions on that. So hopefully, Nick, that answers your question. So if you want immediately the Unitank, then which takes the crossbow, etc., then you have to get the DNA one. If you don't want the DNA one, don't want to spend that money, you can get the SXK one and at a later date buy it as a separate item. Whew. He'll see that, Rufus, he'll see the name chat in 20 minutes. Yeah, that presumably was for the expromiser, wasn't it? Thanks, Rufus. Paul, Mark, roulette, 2.5mm. Well, that's the size coil I was using. NI80 Clapton, 0.8-ish. Coil legs about level with the clamps. So the coil is about the lowest you can get with a rod. That's pretty much what I did, Paul. It's pretty much what I did. I'll play some more. I will play some more. Simon62, good evening. Sorry guys, I'm late. Been uploading today's vape vlog from our visit up to. Oh, did you? I had a visit up to Big D Vapes in Holmfirth. Lovely. That's good. And Simon, you must come on the show one night. I keep saying it to you, but we must sort that out. Pop on. Be nice. Thanks, Kieran. David Cox, Mark, I did not understand the different tank options on the two versions of the suck box in your review. Well, do you now, David, or do you want me to go through it again? Because I have just explained it, and maybe I hadn't got to your question in time. So if you understand it now, just say, yeah, got it now, thank you. Spectre, yep, from across the pond, you are indeed. Spectre's been popping on and off my channel for some time. Hello and welcome. I don't know what that was, Merck. Yeah, I know. I'm off. I'll have a giggle when I watch the replay. Leave off. I'm not that far behind. Not that far behind. I'll let in. Although it's too late to correct it. What's that? I say what? I don't know. It's word of mouth. I don't know what I've done. So is it worth buying a bridge for the suck box versus an Atty? I don't have any billet box stuff. That's a good question, Matt. If you don't have a billet box, is it worth it? That's a good point. I guess that, see, the billet box is a product you want to tinker with, and in a way, I think it's quite nice that the RPM coils, for people that don't want to tinker, but like that sort of that style of device, I think it's nice that they've done that. But transferring that to the sup box, would you want to use that type of thing if you didn't have the billet box stuff? I don't know. I like the crossbow, you see, and I like the crossbow in the tel tank as well. So I did like it still, and I don't know, I like the form factor of it. But I'm not sure you would. I'm not sure you would. It floats my boat. It's really gadgety. But I mean, Matt, you've been vaping for some time. If you've never gone down the billet box route, then possibly that's not for you either, I would have thought. But I don't know. Could be wrong. You might love it. I don't know. Yeah, I've got that, Shane. Yeah, the leather guy on Facebook. Yeah, absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. The sup box works fine without the cage with an Atty. Need it for billet box style tanks though. Matt Benson, yeah. But they are also making a bottom plate, which will be another accessory for it. Sorry I didn't have the picture ready to show you tonight, but I can show you later. Ooh, Kieran, let's put that on there. Kieran thinks that the Pioneer is fighting for first or second place at the end of the year, along with the Aston RTA. I think the Aston RTA is quite a loose. That's again another one I fancied having a little go with, but I think it's quite a loose draw. I think. So correct me if I'm wrong with that, Kieran. I like quite a tight mouth to lung, but I know you're a touch looser than me. And Shane says no, they're all for mods, custom made. Yeah, okay. What else have we got here? So I'm missing 15 quid. Oh, sorry, because I didn't catch up. Tim, yes, you are, but the direct to lung kit is rubbish. I don't know what that. I must have missed something there. Curly Chew, I was supposed to give my Pulse 2 a bath today, but didn't have time. There must be some juice residue. Yeah, if you've got juice on the fire button, it can, it can make it sticky. Don't you start as well, Mike, and good evening, welcome. 20 minutes late on the chat. I don't care. This is a laid back, relaxed, friendly little show, and if I'm late, I'm late. I'm always late. I tell people that I'll pop and say I'll be there about 11. That usually means about 11:15, usually. I'm terrible like that. Shane, Mark, will you be stocking the heart mouth to lung or the half style? No, I won't, because I wouldn't do the style version, because no, I wouldn't do that for the ha. But also, I mean, I just wouldn't stock it. It didn't offer me one. No one spoke to me. It was all like, I just think if you make a tank, like I mean, my Nest. In fact, that's what I'm vaping on tonight as well. I didn't mention that. Still got my Nest on the go. So a little vape. I'll press the button, right? When that is released, the Nest, that will be sent to loads of reviewers. And I know it's probably not as expensive as the Ha, but nothing was sent to reviewer. They had to buy one off him. And I just think, that's all the things that have been sent out to reviewers over the years and nothing back. And that was why I was so chuffed with Kieran, who sent me the roulette to have a look at. Free of charge, nothing to pay, nothing, no sort of bribe, nothing. Just a really nice gesture. And I was really made up by that. Really was. So thank you once again, Kieran. Yeah, everyone's saying good evening to MF now. And obviously I did too. And that's him, Mark. Have you got one? Keep meaning to go for my Aegis X. Is that talking to me? I don't know, Ian. Sorry, you've lost me there. I don't know. Tried about 2 weeks to buy a billet box. Couldn't buy one for love nor money. Dion, that is the trouble. And that, again, how I started stocking the SXK billet box was I wrote to billet box themselves twice. 2 really nice letters saying I loved their product. I thought it was brilliant. Would love to represent you in the UK and all the rest of it, who I was, what I did, and they never even replied. And so I thought, well, I gave them the benefit of the doubt with the first one, so I wrote to them again. They still didn't reply. And I know that they've produced more than they actually let go on the market. They're just propping up the price. And I just thought, well, if that's the way you feel and you're not even going to reply, I'll stock the SXK ones, which is what I did. Some would argue with that, and so I was wrong, but I sleep fine. Stop chat. Wait till he caught up. I'm not that far behind. Mark, are you ready to show the Nest deck yet? No, not quite. Not quite. I'll show it very shortly. On the Nest. I'll get to the Nest in a bit. I've got some news on the Nest. John Best, Mark, did you see Mark Todd review yesterday on the side-by-side DIY? He builds the whole mod by Tech Division. Watch it, you'll enjoy it. All right, I'll perhaps have a look at that, John. Mark H. Vape reviews. Thinking of getting one for the Aegis X. Oh, right, okay, that's not for me. That's in chat within chat. Ashley Miller, Mark, is the Unitank 2mm? No, and do you know what? I didn't even consider this when I was doing the review. I mean, you've got the TPD and everything. And I just thought, someone else asked me, is it 2ml? I thought, no, it's nowhere near. It's far bigger. And I don't actually know what it does hold. I'll find out for next week. But no, it's not 2ml. I mean, even the borrow tank on the billet box takes about 5, I think. And I bet this is about the same. But there's about 5ml of juice in there. Maybe even 6. So there you go. Nice to find a little workaround, isn't it? Yeah, he did a great job, right? Okay, that was about the Mark Todd. MF, what's that? See, MF turns up late to the party and then asks and makes me delay my chat of what the difference is in these bridges. Right. What's your review, Mike? I'm not saying this. I'm not sold these gizmos for the billet box and this mod. Does it give significantly different vape? No, I wouldn't say it does, Mike. Okay, what it is, you've got this will take the borrow tank. It will take the Unitank, which fits all the rebuildables for the billet box. It will take this tank, which takes the Smock RPM coils, and it will take the vape snail. So that's all what it will take. It's all pretty, and then of course you can convert it to use it as a side-by-side with your normal tank, and in this case the Exprimizer. There you go, Mike. Has that caught you up? David Cox, I now know. Thanks, Mark. Brilliant. Glad I explained it clear enough. All my other mods are collecting dust. All I use is the billet box. You see, one man's poison is another man's pleasure. So I always have liked the billet box. Always had a soft spot for it. Hello from Shebogan. Hello. WI? Is that, whereabouts are you from? Are you from the West Indies, maybe? Have I got that wrong? Are you from the UK? Nice to have you in chat anyway, wherever you're from. Right, okay. Adrian Mason, Mark Todd reviewed the roulette RTA and said he really thinned his wick, said it struggled to wick otherwise. Okay. I might try thinning it down a bit. I love my billet. It's got an authentic and an SXK. I like Tinker and impressed with the EVL Alien. Yeah, another one I need to look at. All these things, all these new things. We're so lucky at the minute. And Tetley Man wants to know, does the SXK compare well? I'll let Rufus answer that probably, but to be honest, I personally think it does. Adrian, the thin wick, yeah, but leave it longer to make sure you fill the base. Otherwise, that was the first thing I got actually, Paul. I got a gurgle from it first, and that's why I thought I've got to put more in there then. So leave them long but thinner. It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? I mean, it's not bad. I'm just not getting the punch that I get from, say things like the True Tank, and that's the truth. Simon, will do, Mark. I'm doing my first live show a week on Sunday on the Northern Union Vape Show. I'll try and tune in. Do you know what? There's so many shows I want to tune into. Shows like Mark TVP on the Friday, and I downloaded his app to do his quiz and everything. I worked late. I couldn't get to the show on Friday. And there's so many that I like to see, and I just don't seem to be getting the time at the minute to watch other people's. And that's a part. I watch a lot on the catch up, so I do get to see them that way. Rufus says, Tetley Man, to be honest, yes. So there you go. Rufus agrees with me. And David says, I often just use the Nautilus coil in my billet box. Will they fit in the sup box tank? The Nautilus coil. It depends which one you're using. If you're using the smaller one, then yeah, the borrow tank will still fit straight in the sup box. So yeah, that should be fine. Do they get this MF? Do they give significantly different vape experience? I could be persuaded to get one. Mike, the difference between the SXK billet box and the genuine one, the case and everything is all the same. And if you go for the DNA chip is the same. The only thing I would say, arguably, is the finish will be slightly better with the genuine billet box. I think you'll notice a little bit on the finish, but vaping experience, I think you won't see any difference at all. And if Rufus agrees with me, just put like he said. Hey up, Tetley Man. Nearly caught up on chat, Aston is great in restricted direct to lung, but no good for tight draw. That's MF, yeah. And that's what I thought, Mike, as well. And Kieran, yep, loose as I like it, Mark. Rufus, it depends on the airflow inserts you build. 2.5 Clapton, perfect for me. Was he talking about? Oh, maybe he wasn't talking about the billet box, so maybe I got that wrong. But the difference between these bridges seems like a moneymaker to me. Mike, are you talking about the? You're talking about the billet box, aren't you? There are so many bridges, but that's just like different bridges to suit your different tastes, isn't it? But isn't it nicer in a way that you can buy your bridge and put it inside the same tank? I don't know. I quite like that concept, but we're not all the same. And Dion says, what I want the billet box and EVL Alien to go on it. Mike, you're confusing me. I think, and everyone else. I'm going to let Rufus and Mike just talk amongst themselves, I think. Was chatting. Oh, Mark H. Right. Okay. Wrong Mark. Now I understand, Ian. Thank you. Great show. Mike Sunday. Danny really enjoyed having you on. Been up. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Mike MF was on the Northern Union Vape Show, and I will watch the rerun of that because I haven't seen that yet either. So, yeah, glad that all went well. Daniel, if people knew the amount of Mark's own money is spent over the years on sending reviewers free stuff, it would genuinely make your eyes water. I don't know anyone else who gives as much as well. Oh, thank you, Daniel. That's not, but I actually do, and that's why I suppose I like to be treated how I treat other people, and sometimes you don't feel that you are. So, it's just me. We're all different. If we're all the same, we'd all be driving red cars or whatever. And that's Rufus and Mike again. Okay. Adrian, Dan, yeah, he's replying to Daniel. I was getting that impression from all the other reviewers. I mean, I don't mind that. And, I'm here. Obviously, I've got an online business. So if I send a reviewer a tank and he says, I was sent this by Naturevape for review, that's cheap advertising from me. So, I'm not absolutely angelic. There is a reason for that. But at the same time, I like the whole, like, networking, if you like, and I like being part of it. I've talked to Mike, MF, I talked to Kieran. I like all that. I like the social side. And if you've got a question, you've got someone there you can just tap a message to, and, they'll come back to you. That side of vaping is superb. Vape Tatties. That's a great name. Did you borrow the butt plug from? Oh, what's he talking about? Butt plug. I don't know what he's on about. Oh God, this chat has gone somewhere I don't even know what you're on about. Watch review tomorrow, Mark. Thank you, MF. You watch it along with the other 1,000 people. I was actually really impressed. I think it's up to 1,000 views now, and only did it on Saturday, so I was over the moon with that. I love everything I spend over £100 on. Just saying, Swirling Monk. Mike, I'd like a side-by-side that fits at least a 28mm with a single 21-750. Can you design and manufacture one for me, Mark? Do you know what, Mike? That would be a belter, wouldn't it? Although, in some respects, if you were using that for your 28mm RTA, I think with your hand round that, and you'd need big airflow, and I think you'd trap it. I don't know if it sounds good, but the reality of it is, would it work effectively? And possibly not, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, so that's a good suggestion, Rufus, because get yourself hold of some clone bridges. Some people would argue with this, but I think, take the crossbow. The SXK crossbow clone is nowhere near as good as the genuine one, and I've got both, and I know that to be a fact. The genuine one is so much easier to coil. Saying that, the SXK one is still usable, and the flavour from it, once you've put your coil in, is not far off from being the same. So if you like the SXK one, you can then think, I love this, I'm going to go and buy the genuine one. So you can do it that way. I've always said that. Tetleyman, where's best to get clone bridges? Rufus, I want to see what there is. I used to do a lot of the clones, an awful lot, but as there's some that I've now, I think we've still got the Exocets and the Insider and things like that. But if I get the genuine one, I'd take the clones off the site, because I don't think that's fair to do both. And if someone's prepared to supply me with the genuine one, I think, well, I'm not going to put a clone one alongside it. Fake tatties, I don't know what you're on about. It's all right farting now. MF, yeah. So it sounds to me, Mike, like the billet box is a scratch that you've got to itch. But equally speaking, if you say that you like big decks as your eyesight's not good, the billet box isn't really for you, Mike, with that, because they are quite intricate, quite, you can't just throw a coil in them and forget about them, unless you go with a stock coil with with something like the RPM coil inside. So maybe it's not for you, sir. You like your big tanks, don't you, Mike? Great big ones. And yeah, Rufus, as you say, all the usual Chinese sites sell them. Where have we got to? Kieran, Mark, flavour is there, but like you say, not punchy. And trust me, I've done around 10 different builds on it. Decent, but not up there, is my final thoughts. I guess you're talking about the roulette, Kieran. So, I mean, I pretty much thought I built that the same way. But, I guess what we think is great, sometimes for other people it isn't. I mean, look, take the crossbow. I love the crossbow. I think that's superb, but other people would say, oh, it's far too tight. But it suits me. And Ian's got to go. Cheerio, Ian. Take care. And you need to come back on the show as well, Ian. And Mike said he'd be straight on a side-by-side, 21,700. Yep. Vapefly are considering making one, are they? Or is that just a rumour? Don't know. What vape that is, I don't know what he's on about. Really don't. I don't know what you're vaping, but I'll have some. I'll have some of that. Rick, evening, Mark. Your favourite ever setup, and also if you're a new to mouth to lung vapor, the setup you would choose that's available now. Well, Rick, that's a complicated question, isn't it? Your favourite ever setup, favourite ever. Favourite ever. I'm not even going to mention the True Tank because that's not fair. It's mine, so I'm not going to go with that. And I assume you're talking about mouth to lung or any setup. Any setup or mouth to lung. I have to say, at the minute, I'm really loving this dot mod with the dot shell inside. For anyone who doesn't know what the dot shell is, it's a similar type of thing to the billet box, and I don't like it with the standard with dot mods coils in it, and I don't like it with their rebuildable either, but I do like it with this. Talking about rebuildables, I'm also getting, sorry I should have mentioned this, the rebuildable decks, and for the RPM coil, believe it or not, they've made a rebuildable version of the RPM coil, and I'm getting some of those as well. So you can either use standard or... Cheers, Jay. You just messaged. Sorry, mate, I'm busy tonight. It's all right. It's only 9:30. Don't worry, Jay. So where do we get to? And the setup you choose that's available now for a new. If you're a new mouth to lung baby, or the setup you choose that's available now. New to mouth to lung. If you were new, you'd probably go with a stock coil, I would have thought. And if you're going to go with a stock coil, probably could do worse and look at an Aspire kit of some sort. I don't stock them, but that would be my probably first go. Depends as well how tight a draw you want. But I would have said probably an Aspire or the little Narada Pro. The Narada Pro, I would have said, if you're new to vaping and you just wanted to try something. They do the mouth to lung coils. They're not bad either. MF was just wondering if there were much difference between each of them. There is a bit of difference. They're talking about the bridges, aren't you, Mike? There is a bit of difference, but they're all like the crossbow is quite tight. The vape shell, that's a pretty good one. I like the vape shell. The Zeta is quite good, and you can have the vape shell and the Zeta quite open. I actually got a 4-core coil in a vape shell, so it is possible. So you can do that. And as Rufus says, you can get the Nord adapters to use the Nord coils. They're the Northbridge, they're called. I think I would rather have the RPM coils than the Nord, personally. Just saying. Simon, any thoughts on the Watofo Sting mouth to lung RDA, guys? Pick one up for $5.99. Got it for juice reviews. Have not tried it yet. Well, try it, Simon. Don't ask us. You've got one. We haven't. $5.99. How cheap is that? Robert, no Captain Coily tonight. See, hang on, Mark. Maybe I'll hold the channel on his own. Guess I might just hang on. Only joking, love you. Really, thanks, Robert. Captain Coily, yeah, Simon, he hasn't been on for some time. He's lost a lot of weight. He's done very well, very well. Rufus, Mark, Naturevape. Who were all those pretty Asian ladies leaving comments on your video? I don't know, Rufus. That they were. I've seen them on other people's videos as well. I think they're just spammers. There's another video I watched, and they were all over that as well. And I love you and all this sort of stuff. So I think they just pick a video and start spamming away. So nothing to do with me, I can assure you. So John Best. It's just a respect thing, Mark. They know you are a mouth-to-lung enthusiast, and it'd be nice if others reciprocated the gestures you have made and sent you their mouth-to-lung for your opinions. Yeah, I mean, it's not major, is it? But this is the third time now. I was just so chuffed that Kieran sent me this. First reviewer to ever send me anything. I have had Jay has sent me some juice and things, but he's part of the show, so normally. So, but they're the only two. I think I can't think of anyone else. I've had customers send me things that they want me to try. I've had that, which is nice as well. I love this clone. It works perfectly. I'm definitely going to buy the authentic. Yeah, right. Ooh, I don't understand. There's a bit of sarcasm there, Swirling Monk. I honestly do think that is a thing. I've done it. I've done it with the K funds. I've bought a clone, then I've bought the authentic. I've done it with some of the bridges for the billet box. So personally, I've done it. If other people don't, I don't know. But I thought that was quite a regular occurrence. There is a channel called Billet Box Info. His collection is nuts. Yeah, some people do get obsessed, don't they? Mike, yes, Mark, that's what I was saying. That's why I never bought one. Yeah, I mean, I think the deck is. They are all quite fiddly, Mike, and and you've had the True Tank, Mike. If it's smaller than the True Tank, and more fiddly than that. So, but not massively, but most of them are anyway. Some are, some aren't. Anyway, moving on. Man, so as far as the SXK billet, is the DNA one much more worth it? I think the SXK 70-watt chip is it's the Asmodus chip that they use in it, and it's this one in here. So if I hold it up, oh, this light thing does silly things with this thing, doesn't it? See if I can get it there. It's the Asmodus chip. It's a good chip, very good chip. So unless you're some people are just DNA chip fans, and if you are, you are. But if you just want to give one a crack for the first thing, Tetley Man, and you could do a lot worse than just the SXK 70-watt one. Everyone's, yes, well, Simon, I think a lot of us are thrifty, mate. Careful, aren't we, Mike? Careful? We are careful. We're not tight or mean, we're careful. Paul says the dot shell is the dog's nuts. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I still haven't nicked out of my stock the vape snail yet, but it's going to happen, definitely. Rufus, any news on the Nest? Right, let's talk. I said I'd talk about that, so let's do that. Yes, there is. We're getting very, very close. It's the extras. It's the things that come with it. I think it's common knowledge now that it's a mesh tank or mesh RDA. I didn't want to release that without having good options for those mesh coils. So there'll be a nichrome, canthal, and stainless steel. 3 different options coil with the Nest. I also wanted plenty of stock of the coils and nicely in presented boxes, which the design has been done. See if I can show you that. Because so many times with a tank like that, and another one that comes to mind was the it was a I've got the cog, and it's not the cog. I'll get there. I will get there. I don't think. Oh, here we are. Can we open it up? Yeah. So that's how. Hopefully you can see it. I might turn this silly screen off. So that doesn't actually. The writing is green. It doesn't show it as green there. I wonder if I can just turn this off for a second. You'll see an old green carpet now. Right, let's see if that shows it better. There you go. So that's what the box will look like for the coils. Turn that back on. Go back to me brick wall. So all things like the coils, the wicking material, there's going to be hemp, the seaweed, and wood pulp as options to put inside. You don't actually need any of those. You can just use Muji and it works perfectly well. But I want everything ready, done, prepared. I don't want anyone picking up and saying, if only there was this to buy, or if only there was that. I want to cover all bases, which are now all being covered. The promotional pictures are being done. The boxes have been designed. The boxes are all done. It is literally, I think they said it was ready to be sent out on the 16th of this month. When's that? Is that tomorrow? So we are so close, so close. So hopefully next week I'll be able to give you some news on my Nest. So, and as soon as it is, I mean, I want all this done because I want to get it out there. I'm excited about it, and I want other people to be. Clones with DNAs is so brash. Love it. Well, the DNA chip is the DNA chip, and anyone can buy that. It doesn't matter whether you make clones or you make your handcrafted wooden ones in your shed. It's the chip. The chip company, they don't care who they sell to. They'll sell to anyone who buys them. So, but I get what you mean, Swirling Monk. I do get what you mean. Mike, yeah, Mark, where's my Nest? It shouldn't review it. You will have one, Mike. You will be sent one. Rufus, Inniken Zlide. Oh, is that for the... Right, I've got a predictive text, yeah. Jay, there you go. Got my hands on a Pioneer today. Really enjoying it. I was using for one core. I was obviously using fantastic one core mouth lung Claptons from Naturevape. Yeah, shame you couldn't come on, Jay, tonight. But hope all is well. Everyone's saying hello to you. Ah, Jed, I'm glad you mentioned this because I've got to speak to them. I have spoke to them. The Bilux for the dot is excellent. Think you'd like it. Thanks, Jed. Because I do deal with Swiss vape technology. So, and I have spoken to them about getting the Bilux, so I'm hopefully should be getting some of those. Mike MF, I vouch for the Narada Pro, great little rebuildable atomizer you can get when you get more experience. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a superb little bit of kit. I think it's good. Better than the dot shell, worth the money. What's this? Jed. What did Jed say? What did Jed say? Jed. Oh, the Bilux. Okay. Yeah, is it better than the dot shell? I don't know. I haven't tried one, so I'll let I'll let him answer that for himself. MF Nautilus GT kit is great. Yeah, that's another one. Good suggestion, Mike. I use the 1.8 ohm coil every day. Nice consistent mouth to lung draw. What's J mean? China. Can we have, what's this? Can we have them as guests on the show? Who's that, Rufus? Who do you want as guests? Don't know who he means. I wonder if I miss some comments sometimes, you know, on the because I just, this screen is different to what you would see, like pop out chat, the top chat, and you know, so it is different. But Joe, I just spoke about the Nest. Really soon. Everything's packaging has all been done. Everything takes longer than you think. It really does, and they've been brilliant to me. I'm going to say it so far. They don't make any decisions without me okaying it and agreeing it. So, you know, between us, we've got a real good working relationship with that. And Kieran seconds the fact of that GT, Aspire GT. But I know Jay likes that as well. GTB, a cracking little vape. Swirling Monk, I'd almost recommend a mech for advice. Oh, I see. I thought he was talking about beginning vapors. I like a mech for mouth to lung vaping, Swirling Monk. I do. I've often used one. Often. Where are we? Seaweed. Yeah, seaweed. They call it, Rufus, they call it alginate. But it's like a seaweed, really. But they're, I don't think I've got any here. They're like little strips. And if anyone wants to rebuild any stock coils, they could use them because they'll work. So that's one of hemp, seaweed, pulp, 90s band names. Yeah. Can I use husky fur for my wick? I got about a bin bag from her this month. Yeah, huskies do molt, don't they, Robert? They do molt. And Tina does dog grooming, so I know all about the amount of hair that dogs produce. I was told when I got my Labradoodle, oh, brilliant, they don't molt. They do, they just don't molt as much. So that's the only difference. The pretty Asian ladies, what was, I think Tina would kill him. Yeah, she would. I'll wake up in the morning with no bits. Yeah, thank you, Daniel. So what time are we on? 9:45. 9:45. So Daniel's comment up there. Yeah, smash the thumbs up. Make it turn blue, folks. Come on. 34. I don't know how many are watching. How many are watching tonight? 66. So come on, there's plenty of scope. Be nice to hit 50. That's the challenge. I always like to get 50 thumbs up. Is there any other question that anyone's got? We've got about quarter of an hour. It's harder on your own, the show, in some respects. So plus I need a drink. There you go. 37 thumbs up. Come on, we're getting there. It's not hard. It's the little thumbs up. It's the little bit at the bottom of the screen. It takes 2 seconds. And a thumbs down. Thanks for whoever that was. Hopefully, as I start to explain, when I did my review on Saturday, which was, it's more of an unboxing, I think, than a review, because I thought there are elements of this that confused me. The suck box I'm talking about straight away. So I probably did fluster a bit, and I didn't realise that the Unitank didn't come with the SXK chip. But when I played it back, and I thought, God, that microphone sounds awful, really boomy and horrible. So I made up my mind to buy a new one, and as I say, it's up there, and hopefully the quality of the sound on this is better than normal. I haven't gone mad. It is a Rode, so it's a decent make, with a boom arm to keep it above, whereas before I had it down here on the desk, and I think that could make a difference as well. So hopefully it sounds better. Let me know what you think. Scott Lee, Mark, can't you make a 3D printed 21700 side by side? Yeah, probably could. It's time, Scott, and you know I'd love to do things like that. I did have one that ages ago. I sort of started to make a 3D printed side by side, and that was basically it. But there's more to it than you think. It takes hours to design it and get it right. And just when you think you've got that bit right, there's a bit you've missed, like a little knurling bit or something. So it is quite difficult. Quite difficult. Oh yes, yeah. I never knew people that were so interested in my shaving habits. I didn't have a shave for the review on Saturday, and quite a few people commented about I'm a scruffy old git. Dion says, "Yeah, this is much better." Oh, that's brilliant. That's literally music to my ears, because it really did sound boomy, and it was annoying me. And to be honest, the last microphone I had was more expensive than this one. If I can bring it down and show you, I was lurking in there. There it is. It's the Rode. Which one is it? The NT USB Mini. About 100 quid. And I've got to say, it's already got a pop filter in it. So, you know, you don't need that thing in front, which is quite nice. And it just literally sits just up there. Reviews, he did look like a gentleman off the road. Tramp. Tramp's reviews. I am unlucky. I mean, I wet shave, and I shaved this morning, and even now you can see the old shadow. But you know, after a couple of days, what you saw on Saturday is pretty much how I am. So yeah, I shave usually 3 times a week. I normally time it so that I shave on a Tuesday morning. That's good, Mike. That's very good. I think you'd like this little microphone. It's a nice little compact one. I nearly went for the other Rode that I think TVP's got. That's still the NT, I think. But this is the Mini. It's a smaller one, and it's so compact. And it's got, you know, USB-C fitting, you know, and everything as well. So it's a USB mic as well, which is easy. Mark, the sound is great. Waiting to see if you can get an echo when Jane joins you again. Yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Hopefully not. Hopefully we won't. Rufus, I haven't had a clean shave for 8 years. So if you haven't shaved for it, you've got a beard then, Rufus. How many times in that 8 years have you been bought aftershave for Christmas off someone? Yeah, it's a nice little one. Hang on, Mike. Let's go and get you the box. You can see it. There you go. NT USB Mini. That's the one it is. Still got your headphone jack, Mike. I know you like to use your headphones. So that's on there as well. Like I say, the pop filter's all built in. So no need to worry about that. Does it have normal USB for my PC? Yeah, it has USB-C in the mic and a normal USB going into your computer. That's exactly how it works. And literally, it arrived this morning. I was off out all day doing my dents, etc. And I came home, put it on the stand, clamped the stand to the desk, wired it in, turned on the PC, boom, it was there. Nothing more to do. Perfect. Nice to buy something that works so easy. Never, says Rufus, links Africa off my mum is about it. Right. I had a friend of mine, he had a beard for years, and he said that every year someone bought him aftershave for Christmas. And the Koskikov, hell only vape Old Spice. Okay, well, we're nearly there. 10 to 10. Anything else that anyone wants to ask while we're on the show, while we're on live? I think I covered everything about the sup box. Let's take the billet box out of here. I don't know if you saw this, Mike. You're still in chat. So that's the RPM coil. Hold it up like that. It's the easiest way. Inside there. And you get a good amount of juice in there. Nice little travelling. See, that I can see using a billet box for that, with the RPM coil in that tank, because it's dead easy. If you're off on one of your walks with Lisa or off abroad, works well. And the flavour of those coils is good as well. I've ordered some of the SXK ones, because I think they're a bit better than the Smock. I'm getting a bit better flavour. So, no one else has a 47 thumbs up. Come on, guys, 53 more. That's all we need. And whoever put the thumbs down was obviously having a giggle, because that's gone. Someone couldn't have done a thumbs up. How many people have we got in chat now? 64. So not everyone has. Surely we can get 50. 50 is always nice. It also helps with where your videos get placed and whether they get shown, algorithms or whatever it's called. So it all helps. Adrian, don't do double thumbs up, as that deletes the first. Yeah, it does. There you go, 50. I knew we'd get to 50. You'd never let me down, you guys. So yeah, I think we're pretty much there. I think I've explained everything. Thanks, Rufus. Everything I wanted to about the sup box. It is it's different, and that's that's what I like. I like different. I like quirky, and I just think floats my boat, as I said in the review. I like all the options, and I think not having that borrow tank, the little red seal in the borrow tank, the amount of times that seal, it's okay if you get it right from the start, it's okay, but if you don't, then that tends to let air in, it leaks, and you'll fight it all the way. So I think this is better than the borrow tank, personally. I think so. Yeah, enjoying that. So yeah, and it was nice to just do that off the cuff. It's a little bit, I'm usually a bit more prepared than that, but they arrived on the Friday. I had a quick play with the DNA one. Thought, yeah, I reckon I've mastered this. I reckon I know all about it. And then it threw me a banana skin, because I didn't realise the Unitank wasn't part of it. So if any other reviewers are looking in chat, or anyone in chat who thinks, do you know what, I'd like to pop on Mark's show one Tuesday night, get in touch, because it's always nice to have someone different. Some of the most interesting people I meet are maybe not in the vaping industry. They might do something else, like, I don't know, design or something like that, and they can pop on there and have a lovely chat about something completely different. So if you fancy it, just get in touch and maybe come on. That'd be quite nice. Vary the show up a little bit. What have I missed here? John Fox out the SVT. What's the draw like on the sup box? You can use the airflow condensation. Yes, you can, John. You can still use the bits you use, with your crossbow, the underneath parts with the borrow tank. You can still do that. There's still room. So, but I like the draw. The draw without any of that, for me, is about perfect. I don't know if you get a sense from watching this. But for me, that is about perfect. But I enjoy the crossbow. It's one of my favourites. It's a tighter draw than most. You have 50, yes. Cheers, Kira. I'm at 55 now. One disappeared. Scott, great show as always. Come on, says John. Yep, good. Lynn, another great show. Thanks, Lynn. Adrian, thanks, Martin. Chat. It was a great evening and show. Miss the show when you don't do one. Yeah, last week, I'll be honest with you, there's no other reason other than I was knackered, to be honest. I was just so tired. I thought, I'm not going to do anyone any favours by coming on, because I felt like later in the night, I fell asleep in the chair. I was absolutely shattered. I had a real busy week with this and my other job, and I burnt the candle at both ends, and I was buggered. So sorry about last week, but I came out. I said to Dina, I was like, I can't tonight. I'm just so tired. But anyway, by the by, normally you'll know I'll always do one. The other part of last week was I didn't really have much to talk about. And this week, of course, I had the sup box, so that was easy, there's so much to talk about with the sup box, and I knew there would be questions about it as well. Mike, yeah, I do use my Artery PAL 18650 RBA, which is similar size to Narada Pro for out and about. Might consider the sup box at some point. I think you'd probably quite like it, actually, Mike. I will say, and this isn't a sales pitch, the DNA one is selling very quickly indeed. Our numbers are getting quite low. The 70 watt one, the numbers are still okay for that. We're okay. There's also a shortage of I don't know if people know this. There's a shortage of the DNA chip because of the virus in the States. So there was limited numbers. Now I've also managed to grab another 50 of the DNA ones, which are sorted out with the next order. And with the next order, in case anyone missed it, I've got these coming, which will fit the billet box. I've got the Unitanks coming. I've got 50 of the DNA, and I think 25 of the 70 watt ones. The DNAs definitely sell more than the 70 watt. And what else? The coils. I've got the coils coming, and I can't remember. I think that's about it. Mike, I know how you feel, Mark. I'm feeling like that at the moment. Yeah, I'm just absolutely shattered. I was. We all know how it feels. Yeah, I think we all get to that point. And it's Salford. Good evening, Salford. Nice of you to pop in. I don't care if you're late. You're here. And again, Salford, I think you should come back on the show as well. It'd be nice to see you on here one night. And don't be sorry. Yeah, but I do like to be consistent. I like to try and do this every Tuesday. But in the main, it will be. There won't be many Tuesdays I miss, but the odd one. Bless you, John. Thanks. Nice of you to say. So, 10 o'clock has now arrived. I'm chuffed to bits the microphone. You don't know how much that means to me, that microphone. It was bugging me, that last one. It really was. So, thanks for all your comments. You've kept the show going with your chat. I know I've been slow, but that's nothing new there. We always are. Virus, please stay safe. Just think. And honestly, I'd hate. I know a few of my customers that have had it, and please, I hate to think of anyone getting this virus. Just a little bit of thought and safety. Distance a little bit. Hand washing, all the stuff you've been drummed into by other people now. So you know the score. But I just want everyone to be safe. Interestingly, vitamin D is still now. I think that's now been proven that that's helpful. And also interesting, on the news last night, I think it was last night, they were criticising the government for letting Cheltenham Festival go ahead, Well, I remember me the week before that saying I was actually quite angry. I was saying Cheltenham shouldn't go ahead, and I said that I love my rugby, but that shouldn't be going ahead, the England game. So interesting now that the silly old vape reviewer was more right than the government were. But there you go. Mark, do you know if there's a short 18350 tube for the suck box? There will be, yes. It's not available yet. That's the other thing I've ordered. That's coming too. And it's basically a plate that goes on the bottom here, 18350 tube, and your tank just goes straight beside it. So again, that'll be another accessory for this suck box. I think they're going to keep doing that. I think they're going to keep bringing out little bits and pieces for it. If they're going to try and like make a billet box all in itself, I think, and I'm quite looking forward to what else they can do, because what they've done so far, the uni tank I think is brilliant, and I like the RPM tank. I think that's good. It's me. I like it. Salford, anytime, Mark, and you should absolutely, David. Yeah, would love to. Yeah, anytime you want me on there, just give me a shout. I'll be there. Always nice. I've known David a long time. He's a super fella. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks everyone in chat. I've done my mother hen bit about the virus. So shut up now. So until next week, thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. Bye, guys.